Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Nightingale. I know I'm getting a bit of a late start today, but I had bread to deal with. I keep buying like all these jams and stuff, but I'm like, I keep forgetting to make bread. So I have 2 loaves of sandwich bread in the oven proofing right now. Where were we in this? I think we had just finished Wilkins Reach. Pretty sure. Yeah. I think we went to the swamp. What is it? The Magwytch Marshes? I think that's where we are. Yeah, because we had just started getting tier 3 essence, so we can start upgrading. Oh, we bought a bunch of recipes and we're going to start upgrading things. Back to the Abeyance Realm. Okay. Yeah, because this is rugged. And I believe we unlocked some of the ornate ones. So yeah, the sword, the umbrella, and the bow. Okay, let's... Climbing picks. Sword. Okay. Not crazy. Where is... Oh. Oh. The crafting bench. This needs the excellent workbench. Ooh, and that thing's big. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, it's a honking workbench. Okay, well there we go. Get rid of that. Magic, miscellaneous building. Yeah, I got a rifle. But everything here is like tier 3, so now they're like, oh, but wait. That counts as magic. Oh boy. And we are already encountering the problem where we're going to have way too much stuff in our inventory that we can't fit into the chests. Where is ammo? It's flowers. Where did I store the ammo? Oh, it's over here. Now, there we go. Ornate sword. Okay, so we need a blade, a guard, and a wrap. I need to make sure I can make all of those things. Okay, so that's like gilded. Let's see. So there's the wrap. Okay, blade, guard. Okay, so I should be able to make all of this.
Incoming ad break.
Okay, so for a blade, we need a metal plate. And then a guard, we need a shaft. Let's see. Melee damage, range damage. I don't want range damage. I need something for refinement time. This whole thing's gonna be made of lacquerous. Okay. A wrap is 2 straps. What kind of straps do we have? We have Juglock and Predator. Those are not actually great. Straps. Hide. Ooh. I want to keep the fabled ones as, like... I want to keep them for later so that I can make, like, really nice things with them. So we're just going to do some Predator with max health. Okay, so now we have the blade, the guard, and the wrap. Okay, ornate, blade, guard, wrap. See, and the higher you go, like the higher level you get, the more complex your recipes are. So the level, the highest level sword, which is the Mystic Sword, you'll actually have 4 components. And each component has, because there's like a gilded blade, so for a gilded blade, you need to make a metal plate, and then you have to make a blade, and then you have to gild the blade. So there's like, oh, sorry. Ow. So there's like 3 components that go into just the blade itself. And then I think that one has a hilt. Maybe you can see it in here. Okay, so a gilded blade, a guard, a hilt, and a cut gem. So each one has like so many details. Because the guard, you have to make the shaft, then you have to make the guard. The hilt, I think, what is a hilt made of? A hilt is just an ingot, but then the cut gem is a stone powder and a gem. So that's 2 things that go into that one. So they just get more and more complicated. Okay, what do you have on you? You have better stats. Oh, there's my husband. Let's put... Do I have... Charm of River, Charm of Mining. Double the health and damage of your recruited survivor. That would actually be bad. I don't think I ever put charms on my... Oh, no, I have Charm of the Wind, which honestly I could probably just... Charm of the Wind. I'll put the Charm of the Wind on my umbrella. So for now... Let's see. Enchantment, recovery... What do I need? I need a weak human seal. Weak human seal... I need something for refinement times. Let's see. Excellent Berserker Augment. Actually, that's not bad. That needs a lot of stuff, though. See, like I said, the higher the object, the more, like, detailed it is. Okay, where is... What's a mortar station? Okay, masonry bench. And, of course, there's nothing for a masonry bench. What is this? What is this? Blasting machine refinement time. Oh, hey! Okay, and this one's pretty cheap. But we need one shaft. Like, what do I have a decent amount of that I can just get rid of? I have a lot of blackness. And build augments. Tier 2 blasting machine. Okay, and I think that only affects this one. Shaft and Bumba. So now that should affect the refinement time, make things go a little faster. Okay, recovery. Okay, what kind of charms? Stacking melee damage increasing. With a one-handed weapon. Sex. That's actually not bad. Except we need a charm cord. Oop, where is it? Charm cord hand, and we need twine. Twine, fiber. I don't actually know how much, like, if I make a bit of twine with better ingredients, make a better cord, like, I don't know how that affects things. I hope that was hand, because if not, I have to make a new one. Oh, there we go. Because I think you can have, like, different types of baubles. So, I don't know. Jury's kind of out on that one. Let's try that. I don't want to keep storing my random stuff. Wood's gonna be there. Where isn't that one? Oh, that's like more miscellaneous building stuff. This is more of like my rare stuff. Can I? That can get on top of the table. Okay, so metal and stone. Actually. Okay, so let's see. Storage, major trunk. Okay. Lumber, get leather. That's all level 1 stuff, so I should not be desperately trying to keep a hold of it. Okay, because we are going to need separate things for ingots and things made of metal. And honestly, I don't know why I put the salt in there. Okay, so that'll just be ingots. This will be everything made of stone and metal. I need to move the salt over to, like, the cooking area. And salt. So this is going to be ingots. Take that. I can just go over here. So this will be and any bits made of metal. Okay, this will both be miscellaneous building. I think I'm gonna do like fiber on this side and like leather and hide on the other. And I'll take the bones. Okay, and now apply it to my sword. And apply it to my sword. So now it's a 52. This one's a 53. Why are you so much better? Is it because we have the Java locked in there? Okay, health 60. This one doesn't even have health. This one has melee, ranged. Maybe it's an infusion? Let's see. We could do a tier 3, but that would require us buying the blueprint. Refined Enchantress Focus. No, there we go. Excellent Enchantress Focus. Okay, what do I need to make that? Crafting benches, tier 3. Which actually make lens. Oh no. I autofilled. Oops. Okay, how do I make a lens? Okay, fine. Go here. Lens. A refined smelter or better. Are you a refined smelter? Yes, you are. I don't have the molded glass lens. I have not come across anything that needed liquid metal yet, so I don't know what it's used for. Interesting. Lens. Lens. Oh, and we have no iron. Okay, well. Just tuck that in there. Carved stone. Lumber. That's what I need. Shaft. Leaf shimmering. Carved stone. I think there was only one. Okay, so now this should have. Okay, so now we have another refinement time, which is nice. And need a lens. On mine, I think I have lenses from just like randomly gathering things. Let's not do that. Okay, and now where is firearm, ornate longbow? Okay, so this one needs a bit more. This one needs line, carved wood, gems. Carved wood. That's really the best we can do. But maybe I'll wait until I have more. Oh, it's out of. I was like, oh, it's done. It's not done. There we go. Okay, so now we can do a tier 3 infusion. What do I want on my sword? Stamina regeneration, health regeneration, maleficium, resist. I feel like if anything, stamina regeneration should be on my umbrella because I always have my umbrella out when I'm using a single or a one-handed weapon. Melee damage. Yeah, the tier 3 benches are kind of big. Okay, apply to my sword. Okay, so now it's at a 72, so that's good. Okay, Danny! Oh, Danny. There she is. Inventory. Why do we have all this? Okay, so you can have the rugged sword. I love that. Okay. Strike that. I guess glass is gonna go in there. Take raw meat out of my radio menu. Okay. What does it take to make the umbrella? Because like I said, I might want to wait. Wire, hole, and wrap. Yeah, I want more tier 3 because I want to be able to make better tools. And then also, the more essence I have, the more infusions I can
Check out
make.
the Pando Pet Cafe to play with me.
Okay. I love the umbrellas. Okay. So, what do we do? Awaken the side of power. Okay. Crossways. You know, I still have yet to build a lodestar, and I feel like that would actually be really helpful. Sorry, I'm sleepy today. I went to bed pretty late. I didn't mean to. I keep saying all this stuff for like brown sugar iced lattes. I'm like, it sounds so good. I just can't have coffee. But I would like it. Sorry, sometimes loading takes forever in this game. Okay, now we're back in the marshes. So we're clearing out the factories. And I think... Okay, so we did this one. Let's go to the food factory. Okay, where? That way. I use the ever-living crap out of my umbrella. Point of interest. Chest. There should, I think, be usually 3. Well, thus far we found 1. Let's show. Oh yeah, because that one's... Okay, so there are 3 of them. Normally I can hear them, but for some reason these ones I don't know what I'm hearing. Where is... There. Oh. There we go. Nice little boost of essence. That is a lot of water. Yes, I know I'm wet. Proceeds to stand on a log or a rock and treasure apple. I... Oh, and he's in the way. Oh boy. Oh gosh dang it. Okay. Maybe the upgraded bow was a better option. Ouch. Alrighty then. Yeah, that was a horrible idea. Yeah, I forgot about those guys. Oh boy. I don't think you drop anything when you die. I think it just shows you where you died. So like, oh here's where you left off. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, I want to see if perhaps we can get some better material. Okay. So that is predator hide. Predator is usually really good for health. What is that? Oh, okay. It's that stacking damage. Yeah, I'm not trying to go back. I'm just trying to see if we can find some better stuff. Because I know, like, each area has its own... I want to go there. There's the helmet transmitter. Oh, there's the hippos. I don't want to fight a hippo right now. I swear, sometimes it's just the, like, hardest thing to actually find. Sounded like it was spawning something. I was like, oh no. Yeah, sometimes it's hard just to find the resources in the different areas. It's like, I know that there's ore and stuff. Just don't know where it is. Oh. There it is. There's Hope Echo. Hope's Favor. Druid's class excursion? Oh, there's a hippo. See, like, I know that there's ore and whatnot around here. It's just can't seem to locate it when I need it. Something we need. Oh, it's yeah. It's a frog. Just one giant frog, and like I'm not the biggest fan of frogs. There's something creepy and unnerving about their big beady little eyes. Going all around and still have not found any ore. There's rocks. What are you? You look like you're a type of stone. I need stone. What are you? Gosh dang it, my pick isn't strong enough.
Welcome Lily by Walker.
Hello Lily, how's it going? That didn't quite work in my favor. Did you spawn? I don't know if I got to it in time or if it spawned something, I just can't see it. Not too bad. I kind of went to bed a little late last night, so I'm kind of sleepy, but not too shabby. This game is like my latest obsession. I've been playing a lot.
Check out the Pando Pet Cafe to play with me.
How's Sinister doing? He said he took you on a date and you guys had a really good time. Oh, there's like... The only way I can think to describe these things are lizard kangaroos. That's the only thing that seems to make sense. So, this game is called Nightingale, and you are a human who you get sucked into the Fey realms, and what you need to do is essentially you're jumping in between all these realms, and you are trying to make it to like the last human city, which is Nightingale. But there's like all these situations, and there's of course the Fae are involved, so it's a little convoluted. But yeah, your goal is to pretty much cure the like all those monsters that keep popping up with the like the little stand with the circle thing and the heart in the middle. They're called the Bound. And they're like taking over the realms, and so you have to like cleanse the realms and find a way to get to Nightingale.
Incoming ad break.
Really, really fun. Oh, that's a hippo. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm like really bad at explaining things. Oh, there's a hippo there too. Oh, I don't know. Oh, but I did bring that over to this lady, so. Yes. Yes, that is... I am obsessed with that mechanic. Like, the umbrella is my favorite part of the game. Yes, it is open world. Let me... It's like, let me read you the actual Steam... Let's see. It says, Nightingale is an open-world survival crafting game where you'll adventure across the mysterious and dangerous Fey realms. As a daring realm walker, you'll defeat monstrous enemies, survive hostile environments, and build elaborate estates in a visually stunning gaslamp fantasy world. It doesn't have, like, the best reviews on Steam because its launch was not very good. But I really enjoy this game. I think they released it before it was polished enough, and I think people, like, really didn't take a liking to that. But yeah, no, I love, like, even if I'm not on an active mission, I will just go around the realms on my umbrella, just, like, zipping around, because it's amazing. It's so much fun. The worlds are, like, visually stunning. And I like the intense crafting, because it is pretty involved. There's many different things that go into it. And I think that kind of threw people off too, is that, like, yeah, the crafting is pretty intense, because every item is highly customizable based on, like, your playstyle, based on the materials that you have. Here, oh... I need to make a new bow anyway, so we're gonna go back to my respite. Yeah, like, I agree with the whole early access. I think the one game that I've come across that, like, was actually, like, really, that I loved, even though it was an early access and it was actually still very polished, they were just kind of releasing more features and, like, the story got expanded as it went, is Fields of Mystria. Like, I love that game, but it did, like, every update they release a bit more of the story, a bit more, like, blueprints and stuff that you can build and whatnot. Oh yeah, everything here, like I said, is so customizable to the point where it does get overwhelming, and, like, oh my gosh, I love building new weapons and everything like that. So yeah, we have my ornate umbrella in my hand. Did I make the ornate one, or is this still the rugged umbrella? I think this is the rugged umbrella. But I love how pretty it looks. And then, yeah, my sword with a little, like, snake on it, or snakes. Welcome to my hovel. There are so many different crafting benches, and then you have... So you have your crafting benches, and then you have what are called augments. So I built this crude grindstone. The crude grindstone it decreases refinement time, and so this one impacts the following output item types. So refined metal. So when I'm, like, smelting metal, it makes it go 15 seconds faster. That's cool. It is interesting, but, like I said, the more complex a blueprint is, the longer it takes. So if you look at the firearms, so the simple short bow has a wood bundle and animal fiber. That is, like, as simple as you get. And then you go up to the refined longbow. So then you have lumber, animal fiber, and an ingot. And then you go all the way up to having carved wood, line, etched ingot, and a gem. So it's like each thing gets a bit more complex as you go up. And there's so many different types of crafting materials. There's fabled items, which I'm trying to figure out. Why do I have... Oh, I came across a fabled one. Okay, okay. Oh, and of course my fabled one is completely full. So, we're going to take this ammunition out here. But yeah, there are fabled creatures, which are, they have like just better stats. They are harder to kill, but they do give you better stuff. Yeah, and it's, I'll go into it whenever... Trying to put all of my stuff away. Picked up way too much. Okay, I guess we'll do fabric there. Liquid metal on it. Okay, we'll just put that there. Where is... There it is. So yeah, the more intricate the blueprint. So like I said, with this one we have carved wood, but we can have multiple types of carved wood. Etched ingot. You can make etched ingots. So if you come over here. So it's like, okay, I'm making a bow. So I would want something with better range damage. This is melee damage. So then we have melee, range damage. Okay, so I have copper, but I need etched ingot. So now I know, okay, well, I can make etched ingot out of copper. So then, I'm just going to go through all these. That one's not bad, but... Okay, so how many etched ingots do I need? I think I need one. Okay, so we are going to go over here. We're going to make an etched ingot from copper. Okay, so now I have an etched ingot. We also need line. I don't have the blueprint for that. And like, these are all the blueprints. Like, there's tier 1, 2, and 3. Where is line? Is that... Nope, that's more durable stuff. Where is it? Yeah, there's like a crafting bench for everything. There's like masonry, there's a mortar station, smelting station. Okay, so, oh, it's actually at the tanning. Okay, and what is this? What is this? Modifying, gives 40% yield, gives two-handed ranged weapons. Ooh. Like that. So then when you build these augments, so, okay, the unsprung trap will give refinement time, and it will give, like I said, gives two-handed ranged weapons a bonus. So we can just, like, and you can, a lot of them are small enough that you can kind of sneak them in. So I have like one right here, one right here, one right there. There's the bucket right here. You can kind of just sneak things in. Okay, fasteners and an ingot. There we go. Okay, so now all the things that I build around here, are, well, the two-handed weapons, are going to have an added bonus. So the more augments you have, the better items you can get. And then you actually have infusions. So, okay, you have charms, enchantments, and infusions that you can put on. These are magic items. So the charms, there's like the charm of 100 blows. So grants a stacking melee damage increase after hitting a creature with a one-handed melee weapon. Stacks decay over time unless reapplied. And then there's like Charm of the Juggler. Increases the damage of your next melee attack after throwing a weapon. I don't tend to use throwable weapons. Charm of the Mule. Increases your carry weight. But decreases your stealth. I've never caught on to that one. Increases unarmed damage. I don't do unarmed damage. So yeah, there's enchantments. So an enchantment is like, a charm is like a stat that it gives you. You get this like little ability that just kind of unlocks as you're using your weapon or whatever. An enchantment is actually something you can use. So, let me pull out... Oh, no, not that. Okay, so if I were to use my enchantment... So that's a healing enchantment. That's recovery. I'm a big fan of recovery because I don't love carrying health potions, so it's kind of nice. So if you're ever in a situation and you're like, oh no, I'm out of health potions and, you know, I'm still in this fight. So you can access your magic and you can charge it up to a 1, 2, or 3. I think it costs stamina, but bam, it'll heal you. I think that one's a heal over time, but... And then there's this one, Immolation, launches a fireball. And there are a lot of those. So... Magic? Okay. So, yeah, these are all enchantments. So there's, like, Illumination. You can create a light. Hermetic Flame empowers the caster's tool to deal fire damage to... light the target creature on fire. Like, we like that. There's Regrowth. This one I like to put on my axe, my axe, because, so this one, if you go and you chop a bunch of trees down, and then you use this, it'll respawn the trees. So I can literally, like, if I like the trees outside my house, I can go chop them down if I need some wood really fast, and then just regrow the trees. Oh yeah, I think this is why I'm so obsessed with this game, because you can put, and like the higher the tier, the more enchantments you can put. So like my sword is a tier 3 sword, so I could put 3 different enchantments. So I can have like recovery, I can have hermetic flame, I could have Finn's Wrath, which causes a magical fish to leap out of the ground and damage your enemies. Summon Swarm. Launches a swarm of bees that seek a target creature and deal damage over time. I can put 3 of those on my sword. And then here's more charms. Charm of the Lumberjack, Fervor, Mining. Like, there's all sorts of things. These ones tend to, like, give you more stuff. There's, like, Charm of Essence, Charm of Skinning, Charm of Brawling. There's the Charms of Rage. But yeah, it's so customizable, and like I said, there's tiers. Okay, and then there's this part. So these are realm cards. You can create your own realms. So say I want, I like the herbarium because they tend to be very pretty. So there's like herbarium forest, herbarium desert, herbarium swamp, and then say I want to have like, I want to get an area where I'm gonna like really use combat and like I'm gonna get a lot of resources from like killing enemies. Well, then there's hunt cards. Hunt forest, hunt desert, and hunt swamp. So these ones are going to guarantee that you have enemies, and lots of enemies, and kind of difficult. And then once you're inside, there are things called realmic transmuters. Then you can play, so these are major cards. So this determines what type of realm you're going to be looking at. So there's like herbarium, gloom, hunt. So, like I said, these are going to kind of determine what is in your realm. And then there are your minor cards. So this one is the amphibious card. Play this card to increase your swimming speed, resistance to disease, and ability to recover stamina while in the water. So this would be good if you were like in a swamp or like in a very like watery area. So you can swim and you're not going to get sick from being in the water for like a super long time. This one. Play this card to plunge the realm into eternal night, increasing the yield of the bound's resources. So the bound are those enemies, those creepy ones that spawn with the like little heartbeat thing. but dealing consistent damage to you over time. So this one, they're like, yeah, you know, you get to plunge it into an eternal night, and you'll get a lot of resources, but it's gonna hurt you over time. And these ones you can actually play in the story realms. So like the swamp right now, how it's raining all the time. I could play something like, where is, ooh, I love the greenhouse one. Play this card to increase plant yield, reduce time needed to refine plant products, and improve the quality of items crafted with plants. So this will affect the whole realm that you're in. Where is the... I think I'm looking for the Utopia card. Alchemist card. There's so many different cards. Like, this is where the stupidly high customizable stuff comes in. So then there's Antiquarian, there's Astrolabe. Okay, Artisan, Tempest. Where is my gosh darn Utopia card? Okay, Thin Veiled is really fun. Okay, so when you... I'm actually going to go back to my save and I will show you what it's like. So you start off in the same realm. Like everyone starts off, it's called an Abeyance realm. And that's your realm where there's pretty much, there's a couple spots where enemies will spawn, but for the most part it's like very simple, very easy does it. Not a lot of stuff is going to try to hurt you. So you have what is called your respite, which is you set up an estate cairn, which is like just like this little tower saying, this is my property, this is where I'm going to live. That is your spawn point. No matter where you're at, you could be in a whole different realm. You can fast travel to your respite, which is going to be your base. And you can build your base actually technically really anywhere, but I think only your first estate cairn is actually going to be where you travel to. You can build other teleports that are called lodestars that are like, you place them anywhere. But so yeah, everyone starts off in the same Abeyance realm. But if you come over here, you can build a portal. So this is a portal where I built my own card. So this one is an herbarium. So it's a forest herbarium. So yeah, right now the portal's opened. We have all these cards that we can put in. So when you go in, so like I said, we were in the Abeyance realm. And now we built a portal to this forest herbarium. It is going to procedurally generate this area. And I like to come here because it has like crafting resources, there are different animals, there's fabled creatures here. The fabled creatures will respawn, so if you want to continue to use... Okay, some fabled creatures. The ones in this realm do, but I don't think the boss ones do. I don't know, I haven't been crazy enough to want to go back and fight a boss, so I did it once. Okay, that's my recruit, that's Roy. Okay, so this is my realm that I created. So here's the lodestar that I came in on. And then there is... So you can see there's like infestations. And this one's a level 50 because it's an herbarium. If you were to do something like an antiquarian, they are leveled. So the 50 means that they suggest you have a gear score of 50 before you go in there. But that also means this realm's going to give me tier 3 essence. And this is, I think, Burlwood? So watch, okay. So tree has been chopped down. I have so many different enchantments on this thing. Bam! Regrow the tree. So this little spot of burl wood, I can sit here and chop it all down and then just use regrowth to get it back. And then... So say I wanted some of this ore. Well, I have Oberon's Bounty, which means I can charge it however much I want, throw that on there, and well, bam! I can just literally destroy the entire thing in one hit. So if you like harvesting resources a lot, you know,
check out
certain
the Pando
enchantments
Pet Cafe
are
to
going
play
to
with
be
me.
better for you. And see, so I hit 6 times. That was my 6. With this one, I have the Mystic Umbrella, so if I was up at a high point, I could literally, like, fly, like... And my stamina's stupidly high, so if I were to jump off of, like, a high spot, I could glide for, like, ages. But yeah, you can regrow trees, the Oberon's Bounty, you can destroy ore in like one hit. But I also put the greenhouse card in here, so at my Realmic Transmuter, which is... I don't know where the Realmic Transmuter is supposed to be here. It will show up on the map, I just don't remember where. But... Oh, so, and then there's a portal inside of this realm. Ah, there's my transmuter. You can mark things on your map. I'm just flying through the trees. Oh, and there's... Okay. I need to get to a spot where I can show you one of my other favorite items in the game. Okay, so, say you're stuck in rocks. You have climbing picks. Like, these are some of the most fun things. Or, like, say you're at the bottom of, like, a really tall building, and you're just like, I don't want to climb up. Climbing picks. Or if you don't want to go through a whole building, and you're just like, I just want to get to the top. Climbing picks. Yeah, the umbrella is... like, my favorite thing. So yeah, each tool has its own kind of, like, special. The sickle's pretty cool. Okay, so if you have a sickle... Okay. Really? We're gonna do this. There we go. There are headshots in this game, so that little, like chime sound. Yeah, no, that was me getting a headshot. But yeah, the more stamina you have, the farther you can go. You have to be really careful when you're a lower level, because I have glided and then my stamina ran out and I'm like, oh no! And I've fallen out of the sky. But yeah, I love the customization. I love that you can build your own realms. So like I said, if you are really wanting some of the materials that specifically come from, like, the bound, you can build a realm card, and then you can put a miner card on there. So this is the Realmic Transmuter. So right now I have the greenhouse card, but I could put the forged card, so it increases ore yield. Oh, I want to put a thinly veiled. Do I get the card back? I don't know. Check it out. Okay, so this will... Oh! Okay. We're looking a little different. That happens. Okay, so now... like, the gravity is different here now. Oh, it's so pretty! Look how purple it is! Oh my gosh, I freaking love it. Okay. Sometimes the grappling doesn't go as you intend. Whee! Saved myself with the umbrella. But yeah, gravity is not the same anymore. So notice we jumped from the ground and it immediately, like, we went up. So yeah, things, woo! You have to be really careful with the thinly veiled card because you can get into some shenanigans. Oh, and oy vey. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Do I Tavern Ghost? Okay, so it looks like it's kind of a one and done. So I used my greenhouse card, I replaced it with my thinly veiled card, and now I do not have it anymore. So, until we change it, we are now stuck in a low gravity situation. Which, honestly, for me is not that bad, because like I said, I love the umbrella. I love purple and I love pink, and so this realm is now absolutely perfect. And I'm going through the trees. But yeah, so now we're just going to be like floating all kinds of crazy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who, like, they don't use the umbrella. It's great if you're falling from like a really high spot. You can just pull out your umbrella and all of a sudden, oh look, you are saved.
Thanks for the cheer.
But yeah, this is part of why I love this game so much. So you saw how it looked before, and there is a slight difference now in the realm, and the properties of the realm have changed. And you can make as many of these as you want. You are not limited. So we can quick travel back to our respite. I'll show you some of the higher level things. Just as like, this is what we're working towards. There are different building styles. So I have the Tudor building style, which I freaking love. But there's also like desert, the Bhutan style, there's a pagoda style. And those are like it's prefab building, but I prefer prefab building. That's why I don't like Sons of the Forest, because the building is too complicated. I'm like, just give me a nice prefab. Yeah, I'll show you my my respite, because I built it in the Tudor style. But if you wanted to, so I also like thematic sort of builds. So if you really wanted to, I could build a desert, like a desert realm, and I could build a desert house there in that style. So this is in my save. This is my house, my respite. Also, that thing running through the forest, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, it's funny, I'm still spawning in where I put my first estate cairn, but my estate cairn is actually here. I have a tier 3 estate cairn. There it is. It's nice. It's got a pretty bell. I have an outbuilding for my, and that's another thing. You can have people come, and you can have, like, recruits that work on your estate. So I have a fishing bench here, so if I brought people here, I could have them do fishing, or there's like wood chopping, there's mining. You can have them do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so this is my Tudor style house. Take you on a tour of the inside. I still have problems with this front room. I need to do something different. I have it's a grimalkin. It's not a cat, but it looks like a cat. The petting mechanic is slightly aggressive looking, but you can pet them. They give you essence. And I have a rabbit. My little rabbit in here. So I have a sewing room. This is where I like make all my clothes. I have the augments here. So this is an augment, that's an augment, that's an augment, that one. And like for things that you have, like I built, that's an augment, that's an augment. Each machine only has a certain amount of augments that it can have. So you can pick and choose which ones apply to the machine. But if you see, I have like tons of options. I also just like the look of them. I feel like they make the house more like complete. So here, I'm gonna sleep until day so we have some daylight. But like it's not like you have like 5 items for your house and it's like, oh yeah, well that's all you can have. Whoa, it got bright. So there's my Grimalkin. This is its bed. And then I have like a rocking chair next to my window. This is where I cook. I have my cooking stations. I still have my tier 2 because I like the look of the Tudor stove, but my tier 3 is right there. Here is my workshop. It used to look cooler because I had like the tier 2 benches. I had multiples of each. But that's an augment, augment, augment. I put some of them on the shelf, some of the smaller ones. And like I said, those ones can do a lot, ranging from like reducing refinement time to adding stats to items that have been built. So my workbench, it has the training dummy, so crafting tools, crafted tool items have critical damage. Crafted one-handed melee tools have critical damage. So it's like infusing all of the tools that I make with these stats, which can make some really, really OP items. So if we look, like, look how many stats are on this thing. So these are the attributes based on what I used to make it, and it'll show you the characteristics. So I used Bound Sentinel Metal, Hollow Metal, Advanced Lacanus, Amethyst, and Gneiss. I have Recovery on it, I have Charm of Thorns, and the infusions, it has Max Health plus 3, 2 times critical damage, and melee damage. So it's got a lot going for it. My Mystic Longbow. And then the arrows. I have Entangle arrows. So you can make charmed arrows. Hi Rabbit. They're really cute. I love the pets. Oh, and see? Gave me an essence. And then upstairs, I have a bedroom with a fireplace. And I have a dresser and a chair and a little chest. This is my magic room that I need to flesh out a little bit more. And if you are like me, so I don't tend to like when none of my clothes match. These ones actually match decently well. I don't like the headdress. Like, it covers my eyes. So there's what's called a glamour station. So if you take this hat that I don't like the look of, you can do item customization. So you can change the materials that it's made out of, or available appearances. You can change the appearance. You can make it to where it doesn't look like you have anything on, and you can change it to look like any of these items. And it's kind of a steampunk style. So like my like you can unlock different styles. So this is, I think, the Winter Child. There's this one. And so say you really like this design. You're like, I love this design. I don't like the materials that it's made out of. What you're going to do is you can do item customization, material, and then you can pick a material you like. So it's like, oh, I like that. That's kind of like a soft pink. And you can change it to that. You do have to get the glamour tokens, which are from like harder level, dungeons and stuff, but you end up with a lot of them. So I have 23 of them. So I could change the entire look of my outfit if I wanted. Yes, so much customization. Like I said, with your weapons and whatnot, this one has... I have 3 enchantments on here. So I have Regrowth, I have Grasping Mire, so summons a mass of tentacles in an area on the ground that slows enemies. I also have Illumination. I have Charm of the Lumberjack. It's got 3+ durability and +1 critical damage. But also, because of the materials, you can see the giant list of materials that I used to make it. I also have these stats. So my maximum stamina is +20. My melee damage is 510.3. And you can see the amounts that came from the different materials. So bronze was like plus 0.06, and like it's interesting how these things happen. So critical damage, stamina regeneration, magic power. Oh, and then to finish the tour, I have a little deck right here. I grow stuff. You can grow flowers, you can grow your own food. I could have put it on the ground, but I didn't want to. I wanted it up here. And, okay, so all of the different materials.
I'm hungry.
Okay, so these are my ingots. So, like, there's tiers. So this is tier 3, tier 2. So, like, steel, which you have to make, is increased in melee damage, injury resistance, durability. So I wouldn't necessarily use this to make a bow, but I have other ones. There's like, okay, so critical damage is pretty good. This one, if you just like really want to like beef up your health, this one's max health 20, max stamina 10, and environmental resistance 10%. So, okay, this one, range damage is pretty nice. Range damage and critical damage. This one is range damage 8 and fire resistance. So it's like, okay, do you want to take a little less range damage and get that critical damage percentage? Or do you want to get more range damage and add a bit of fire resistance? So each item that you choose is going to affect the type of weapon. So say we both make a mystic sword, but I use all tier 1 and you use all tier 3. You are going to have a higher rating on your sword than I am because you use better materials. So like this one, critical damage rating, 6%. Stealth rate damage, 9. Well, it's like, that's not bad. But over here, I could get melee damage 6% and Maleficium resistance 7.5, which if you've seen, that stuff's nasty. So you kind of want a high resistance to that. Magic power. Do you want to do a lot of magic? This one, melee damage 8%. So some of these, like the tier 1 tin, critical damage 4%. That's not super useful. So if I'm going to be building something like a fastener or say like a building material for my house needs it, I'm going to use the lower tier item just to kind of get rid of it. But then you get stuff like this. The clothes are extremely complicated. This will be the last thing that I show you on my save, just because like I said, I have this stuff. So say you wanted to make this. You need 2 cloth, a lining, 2 thread, and buckles. So you're like, oh, okay, just make some cloth. Well, the problem is, to make cloth, you need thread. Well, okay, what type of fiber are you going to use?
Incoming ad break.
All of these things. So this one, and it does go in order, so the tiers are in order. So this one, this is tier 4 plant fiber, which has 40 maximum health and 40 health regeneration. So it's like, okay, so I'm going to use this. So I make the fiber, or I use the fiber to make the thread. It's like, okay, now you got cloth. Okay, so cloth needs 2 thread. So now we are making fiber out of whatever it is we made. Okay, so then we have that. But when you get into tier 3, you can make durable cloth. So durable cloth gives you even more customization. So you're going to use that piece of cloth that you used, and now you have to make a lining. So then you get to go back. Okay, so lining is 1 cloth, 2 thread. So now you can mix and match. So the thread we made to make the cloth was Holt Bloom. But say I want more stamina. So now I'm going to use the thread from Cinder Strands. So that's going to give me plus 10 maximum stamina, plus the plus 40 cloth that we're going to use because we used Holt Bloom. This one's a lower tier, but same principle. So you're going to have your health regeneration, and your stamina in one item. So now we're going back to the durable cloth. But wait, so the lining had cloth and thread, so you have those stats. But now what if we want a different type of stat for the cloth? What if I really want more range damage or something like that? Well, now I'm going to go back. We're going to look at the thread. It's like, what can we make? So this one, look at this, stealth. Say I want to be super, super stealthy. Well, now I can make a cloth out of this, add it to the health regeneration and the stamina. The clothing gets wild. I'm telling you. And then you have your augments. So the crude coat rack is going to add health and stamina. And then the mangle machine is going to add plus 3 max health and max stamina. So you really get to choose. It's so customizable. You get to choose what type of augments you have on your machine, what type of materials you're going to use to make said thing. And that's only one thing. So it's like, oh yeah, we made the cloth because we're going to use that durable cloth. We need 2 of them. So now we need another lining. Now you get a whole other chance to make more customization. And then we need more thread, and then we need more buckles. And the buckles are metal. Metal has different properties than the fiber does. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to be like, okay, what do I want these buckles to be made of? Well, now you have to make a metal plate. So it's like, okay, what type of metals can we make a metal plate out of? All of these are options. Melee damage, injury resistance, stamina regeneration, magic power, melee, injury, and malfunction resistance. Yeah, it gets really in-depth on what you can make. That's why I love it so much. Yeah, there's so much stuff. So the higher tier you get, and like I said, you can have both people make a tier 3 sword, but depending on the enchantments you put on, the infusions you put on, what type of materials you use, you can have very different weapons. So say you like to be super stealthy and you want to sneak up on somebody and just, like Julius Caesar them. Well, if you built your stuff with the stats for stamina, you're going to be able to do that. Me, on the other hand, I go for damage. So I'm not going to be able to sneak nearly as well because I don't have those stats. But it's all a customization thing. So, like I said, it really caters to people's playthroughs. So depending on how you want to go about it, that is perfectly fine. Okay, so like the bow that I need to make, because I need, and then ammunition, entangle arrows. Okay, so these are a bit of magic. So I need a weak nature seal to make them. I need lumber and a metal plate. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to make a weak nature seal. So it's stone block and seeds. So I'm going to make a couple of these because I want a decent amount of arrows. Okay, I need metal plates and lumber. I have plenty of lumber. So now we are going to need metal plates. Yeah, it just gets a little crazy. Do we have actually? So like this one goes by super fast because I added those, the augments to reduce the refinement time. Okay, so that's working. Okay, so we need carved wood, line, etched ingot, and gem. So I only have one type of carved wood, and it's tier 1. So we're going to want something a little better than that. So we're gonna come over here, carved wood. Okay. Ooh, so I've gilded lumber, which is going to have range damage, which is exactly what I want. So I forgot how many we needed. Okay, we need 1 carved wood. So yeah, I hoard resources like nobody's business. So yeah, I end up with like chests and chests and chests full of like random items. Okay, and then we need line, which is that. Okay, so we need animal fiber. We can make animal fiber. Okay, I like the max health. Max stamina is pretty nice too, but max health. And then the fabled items, like I said, those are from like kind of mini boss creatures. So, well, no, some of these did come from boss. Anything that's like a higher tier, like I said, they have harder stats. So these ones are actually from like boss fights. So this one, Azazel, the Jabberwock, those were all bosses, but like the fabled Deathweaver, that is like a minor boss. I don't think we have any here. Yeah, no. But each realm will have like fabled creatures. So you also have to pay attention. So that one had, I need 2 animal fiber to make line. Well, if I make 1 predator, 1 prey, I can't use 1 of each. I have to use 1 type. So, I'm going to have to pick. I'm like, do I want predator, do I want prey? So say I only had 2 prey meat, so it's like, oh, okay, I make a fiber. Well, I don't have enough to make 2, so that's not going to work for me. So you kind of have to really manage your items, how much you have. Like I said, what type are you looking at? Because if you use the tier 3 items and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a, I'm gonna make a tier 3 bow, but then you accidentally use a tier 1 resource, you're not gonna be doing nearly as much damage. Okay, so we made the line. Okay. Etched ingot, which... Okay, I was going to use that one. So, now we are going to combine... Okay, so now... See, the carved wood tier 1 has injury resistance 2.5%.
I'm hungry.
Carved wood tier 2 has range damage and injury resistance. So that one's better. So I'm going to pick that one. I only have 1 line. That's going to give me max health 30. So... This one has melee damage. I don't want melee damage. I want range damage. So I'm going to add that. And then, okay, so there's the tier 1 automaton bishop, which is going to give 0.5 stamina regeneration and 2% magic power. This one, critical damage and movement speed. Much better. I want that one. So now, I have a new bow. So this one's a 40. But look. My tier 2 and my tier 3 bow are the same. They're both of a gear score 40. So it's like, okay, what is making this one better? Because like max health is only 20 on here, max health is 30 over here. So we're gonna go inspect. So this one has range damage. This one doesn't have any enchantments on it, but I'm guessing it has an infusion on it. So we can go over here, we're going to go infusions. You can do tier 1, 2, and 3 with this bench. So, I'm going to look for, and there's speed, weight limit, Malfishim resist, melee damage, poison resist. You have all these different things. I think you can only have one infusion per item. Okay, critical damage, range damage. So I'm going to do a tier 3 range damage infusion. So that's going to be generating. Oh yeah, I love this game. Like, this is... My husband just bought me a new Steam Deck, and I haven't been wanting to play it because I can't really play this game because it's a bit too beefy. And so, like, I've been playing this game so much. So we're going to apply this infusion to this bow. So yeah, see how it only has one slot? Okay, so now, look at that. That immediately boosted it to 60. So now, gear score 40, gear score 60. This is better now. Yeah, I know I don't have any arrows. So now, this one, we can extract it back into essence. Or we can give it to our follower, but I'm gonna keep it. So now, and actually... So, do you see it has range damage 3, 1, and 2, because I infused it, and with that augment, it added extra range damage. So this thing has 524 range damage. That and it is also much prettier. So now we're going to ammunition and tangle arrows. Those are what I wanted. Okay, so now we're going to use our metal plates. So once again, we had a couple different options, and this will affect the stats of your arrows. So we have stamina regeneration, we have critical damage, or we have range damage. I'm going to want range damage. The type of lumber you use will also affect it. So there's melee damage and range damage, but I only have one of those. So if I'm going to make more arrows, I'm going to need a different type. So there's ranged and injury resist. Probably going to use that one. And then the weak nature seal. See, weak nature seal sandstone. So I made it out of sandstone and sunflower seeds. So now, I'm going to make those. I love the entangle arrows because for those giant guys, if you get a headshot, it will not only do a lot of damage, but it will also keep them in place for a second so they don't run at you and headbutt you and make you dead. I don't like the making me dead part. Okay, so now, I have regular arrows. I'm just going to destroy these. And then, so now we have our beautiful entangle arrows. I'm going to put this metal plate in there. So now, see how it says empty? We have to pick what type of arrow we're going to use. So I'm going to use the entangle arrow. And so now, and there's Nanny. She has all my old gear. But, so now we have a nice beefy bow, and we can actually probably look into making a Okay, so wolves usually travel in groups of 3. I'm very surprised. Oh, they're there. Where's your friend? Oh! There it is. Okay, so things happen. So now we have more stuff to put away. So yeah, we have the different tiered hides. And like I said, the difference between predator and prey, predator is going to increase your health, prey is going to increase your stamina. So it really just depends on what you want. I usually go for a lot of health because I'm a front and center bash and crash sort of person, so I end up in too many shenanigans that way. you have a radial menu for your food and whatnot. Take that out. Why do I not have... Okay, I'm gonna put my confluence potion there. So that takes it out of my inventory and puts it into my into my radial menu. So now, if you just like, oh, I need a quick bite, you're gonna just be able to eat whatever it is, or your potions. I should probably put my confluence potion up where the tea is. That's okay. I'm just here. I'm just going on and on. But yeah, so you can continuously upgrade your benches, your augments. You can get, like I said, some really, really OP items. I'm going to go back to the crossways. So now that I have the bow, I'm going to go back to the crossways. So this is where the story realms are. These are going to be the same for everyone. These are not randomly, like, procedurally generated. These are set realms that you unlock. So this one's Sylvan's Cradle. This one is... why is it? Welkin's Reach. This one is the marsh that we were at. So as you progress through this story, and as you, like, open the realms, like the, what is it, the site of power. So each realm has a site of power that you have to open. So when I unlock this site of power, I'll unlock the next realm to unlock the next story. So yeah, these ones, like I said, are going to be the same for everyone. It's not like the random one I created. You can still add, each realm has a realm transmuter, so you can add those minor cards. So, you know, say I'm in this realm and I hate the rain and I really want it to go away. So I can put a minor card to change the environment. Say I really want to jump around and I want to have like that like zero gravity effect. Well, I can put a thinly veiled card there. And guess what? All of a sudden we're jumping and dodging and all sorts of crazy stuff. I think that's funny because there's an actual dodge in the game that I don't use because I'm not used to the control. Because it's the control on the left hand and I'm just not used to using it. So when I need to dodge, I'll use my umbrella. I'm just like, oh, hey, tricky situation. I'm gonna just like pop over here for a sec. But yeah, even in the story realms, you can change things. I do not suggest changing anything in Welkin's Reach because Welkin's Reach has the thinly veiled card and you need it. Because that place has a lot of like really high things that you need to really be able to jump around for. Okay, I still have that thing marked, so... Whee! So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the swamps. Swamps tend to have stronger enemies. Like, the forests are probably, like, the easier ones, and then the desert, and then... Swamp's just hard, because also you get sick if you stay in the water for too long, and there's water everywhere. It's really hard to escape something that's just literally everywhere. And then there's these notes and stuff. So, Fugitive in the Realms. I don't like reading the long things, but there it is, in case you want to pause and read that. See, look, now we're drenched. So, when you're drenched... And now we're sick. Okay, I get it. I'm going! Okay, so now it's... yeah, now we're sick. So, I want to use a confluence potion. Get rid of that nasty. We're also hungry a little bit. And I have recovery on my sword. So instead of using a health potion, I'm just going to use recovery. My iPad is dying. I need to plug it in. Yeah, and each realm is going to have its own enemies. The bound are the same regardless of where you're at because they are a specific type. So see, here is the realm of transmuter. Right now it has the greed card activated. So it says this card, play this card to increase the contents of found chests, but also increase the damage you take. I don't like that. Ooh, blood mint. That's I don't want that. Let's see. Improves the durability of crafted items. That's more of like for your personal realm. Let's put a thinly veiled card. Tempest card. Play this card to bring perpetual rains. We kind of already have that. Feast realm card. Play this card to prolong the effects of a meal, grow hungry more slowly, and heal more quickly. That's actually not bad. Cleansing card. Play this card to remove all minor card effects from the realm. So I could use this just to straight up cancel this one, or I could put an alternative card, which I kind of want to because I want to heal more quickly. So my memory is kind of bad. I literally straight up don't remember if it changed the color of the trees, but anywho, it's different now. So if I wanted to, I could add something like, there's one to like clear the skies to where it wouldn't be raining on us 24/7. I could do that one. That one would be pretty nice. So sometimes when you're using your umbrella, you'll bounce off of things.
Welcome, Mutant Zeta.
What are you finding? Like I said, the only way I can describe this is like lizard kangaroo. Okay, so that's one. I think there are more infestations here. Oh, yep, I can hear it. Oh, you're gonna spawn. Oh, crap. No. Oh, jeez. Okay, you're frozen. You're frozen. Wow! Wait! Okay. Take care of the stupid ones. Okay, let's not. Yeah, let's not. Just stay there. Oh, French toast, there's another one. Yay! Oh no. Whack! Okay. Crap, there's another one! I can hear it, but I don't know where it is. Is it? Oh, no. Back up, Nanny! Oh, it's gonna explode. Yeah. I think that took care of it. Oh! Okay. Okay, Nanny. I want that. I don't know why I have something against my followers carrying things. Like, they are literally, that's what they are used for. I don't think they really have a strong carry weight. But I'm like, no, I like my stuff. Okay. There are things. And you can find infusions and stuff, so like this one has a weight limit. So I could put that on any item I have. Okay. So now, as part of the quest, we are looking for this thing. Okay, so now this one is up and running. What is this? What are this? Magwytch Marshes personnel files. McAvoy's personal notes. So this tells the story of what's happening. I should probably be reading these. Nadim can no longer handle the pressure of our work and the wilderness of the realms. A recent hire to the engineering department, due to his exceptional mind, did well for the first few months. However, his mind has now slipped. Claims to see monsters in the maintenance tunnels and has been scaring the residents. His claims have been investigated and proved unfounded, yet he remains hysterical and quite mad. If he had come to me personally, I could have helped him face the stress of the marshes. However, as it stands, I have no alternative but to find Mr. Syme? Mentally unstable and unfit for service. He will be returned to Nightingale immediately. McAvoy. So, when the game first started, like, people just lived in, like, our, like, Earth. And then magic was introduced. And as the magic was introduced, like, oh, everything was great and lovely. But when you deal with the Fae, everything has a downside. So, what ended up happening was we had the portals. So there were portals on Earth, and then this thing called, what is it called? The Pale. So it started coming through the portals and destroying Earth. So now Nightingale City is like the only human city that remains because the Pale came and like destroyed everything. So the Pale, the Bound also came with it. So now all these monsters that keep popping up, like I said, the Bound are going to be the same in each realm that we go to. I hear it. This is... Where's your entrance? Oh, you're one of those. Okay, well... Okay. I just want up here. Actually... Oh. Oh no. Ow! Gosh dang it! You jerk! Freeze you in place. Oh,
I'm hungry.
You're kind of clipping, sir. Oh, come on. Why are you healing? No. Okay, there we go. Horses. Like, I just dealt with you, sir. Oh, haha! Missed! Missed! Loser. Oh, come on. And actually, these guys are much more dangerous when they lose their clubs. Because then they move way faster. Grapple. Ow. Do not appreciate. Okay, there we go. So now, I can come up here, I can get this. So that's an essence bundle. Is that the next factory that we have to go to? No, it's just an infestation. Okay, so that one's taken care of. I turn on the power, so now we're gonna go over here. So this is a fabled creature. I think I know which one this is. It's a giant hippo, and when I say giant, I mean giant. Okay. So yeah, that's just an infestation. I don't feel like dealing with that. But yeah, you want to stay out of the water as much as possible. Some of the beasts won't attack you. These guys are pretty nice. The hippos will try to eat you. And then you have the lizard kangaroos. I don't even know what they're called. Oh, and the giant frogs. Can't forget the giant frogs. But yeah, this game is extremely involved, and I really like that. So even after you're done with like the main story, you can still have your personal realms that you've built. I don't know what this thing spawned in. Can guarantee it's nothing good. Oh, why? Why? There we go. Nanny, quit taking my essence. I need that. Okay. So, like I said, with the followers, I usually give them my old equipment, but you can make them the same tier that you have. So if you really want, there it is. So if I really wanted, I could give Nanny like the same level sword that I have. Or say I want her to be like more of a ranged person. So I can make her a super OP bow. And I can just have her do that. I can equip whatever I want on her. I can make her super stealthy. But yeah, you can apply whatever sort of thing you want to your follower. And I think I want to go top down on this one. I hear it. Ah! Why? He is the last guy I want to be dealing with. Sure, let's spawn another one. Yeah, like I said, they get really dangerous when they lose their gloves. Oh boy. Wah! Nope. Nope. I run like a chicken. So see the number how it's golden? That guy got right in my way. So gold is for headshots. Okay, so if I stay up here, I have a better chance of being able to dispatch whatever shows up. Okay, so that'll stop more from spawning, but that guy's still down there. I don't like that he's like chanting. Holy shnikes, where did you come from? Oh. I don't like that he just randomly spawned in. I don't like that. Okay, so now... Also, the more you draw back on your weapon... Jeez, where? Okay, there is another one somewhere. It's over there. Why? Oh, you're even worse. You are even worse. Oh, Nanny. You can try, buddy. Right. Whoa! Nanny! Oh, she gone. That was a problem. Yay! Fun times. I don't know where Nanny went. Oops. Nanny? She kind of went flying. I don't know where she is. We'll go find her in a minute. Okay, so now that we've done that... Okay, so this door opened once we finished destroying the monsters. Okay, now we're gonna turn that on. All of that. So now... Let's see. Okay, so I still have, like, Welkin's Reach. I still have this one to finish. This one. What is this one? Build a crude portal. Okay, so they want me to build a portal. So I still have other stuff to do in some of the other realms. Master Truth. Okay, so we're still working on that one. I'm gonna untrack that one. New rumor, untrack that one. Mysterious figure. Blech. Activate the switch in the clothing factory. I swear I already did that. Did I? Okay, so where are we now? We are at the power plant. The food factory. Weapons factory? Where's it the factory? Ah, there you are. Okay. I'm slightly concerned that Nanny hasn't come back. Nanny. Where in the F did she get me? Oh, there you are! Hi, Nanny! Sorry. It's not my preferred method. I am, like I said, a bash and crash sort of person. But, for those guys in particular, the ones with the clubs, you don't want to be anywhere near them. So there are certain situations where I really do prefer it. I like the bows. I think they're good. I like the special arrows, because like I said, with the entangle arrow, you can shoot the person, and you can, like, be able to run and stand back, because they'll be kind of grappled in place, which is really useful. So, like, if you get a good headshot, that's going to be critical. So it's like, okay, so you get a good headshot, and then he's entangled, so then he has to sit there. So then you can get off another headshot, and they go down much easier. If, however, I go up there and I'm fighting him with my sword, and I'm like, bash and crash, well, if he drops his club, then he goes into, like, berserker mode, and then he just, like, starts headbutting the ever-living crap out of you. And then it's like, okay, he's fast, he hits really, really hard, so it's not something that you necessarily want. So, for those guys, entangle arrows, and like I said, there are a couple different ones. There's implosion arrows, you shoot them, they take damage, and then there's a delayed explosive reaction. Okay, we're gonna have to drop. If you keep just a tiny bit of stamina at the end, no matter how far you fall, if you engage your umbrella before you plummet down completely, then you are safe from, breaking a leg.
Incoming ad break.
But yeah, I like the bows. I prefer a sword, but if I need to, I will definitely use the bow. There are also different types of ranged weapons. There are guns. There are, what is it called? Is it a sling bow? Now I have to know what it's called, because I don't use them, so I don't know the particulars. Tools. Okay, so this one's a refined launcher, but you do have a sling bow, which looks kind of like a crossbow. But they take, like, these little, these things, sling bow ammo, so they look like little, like, pellets. Oh, they're marbles. So these ones, there's fire marbles, ice marbles, lightning marbles, poison marbles. There are grenades. There's pistols. There's a blunderbuss. Rifles. Also for melee, you can use your axes, your picks, like your mining picks. You can use whatever. If you don't want to have 2 slots taken up, you could have an axe pick, which is an axe and a pick. If you don't want to use a sword, there's a maul, which I think is a 2-handed melee weapon, which is essentially a club. Okay, so here's another factory. Why? See, so now he's kind of stuck, so now I can just keep getting off headshots. Why? Whoa! No, thank you, my friend. Okay, and the reason that she's, like, making grunty noises is because... Oh, shit. Because this red stuff that spawns is... It's kind of like a poison. So, the longer you stand in it, it will hurt you. Oh, no, I'm out of arrows. And for some reason, my mouse is acting kind of funky. Ay. Okay, so he always does 2 hits. Oh, I am out of... Oh no. I am out of stamina. I'm out of arrows. Ay. Okay, so... Okay, you want to get headshots. Where is Danny? Did she clip through the floor? Oh gosh. So now she's injured. I don't know where she is. My stamina was running low. Should be good now. Oh, but this guy, so... Ow, I'm on fire. Oh, he's gonna... Ah! Ow, that's a wall. Ouch. So yeah, fire resistance is a good thing. Oh no. I can hear it, I can see it, I don't wanna. Oh, this would be so much easier if I... Oh no, there's 2 of them. Oh no. Ah! Ow. Wah! Okay, at least I don't take as much damage if I'm... Jeez, hums. Ow! Oh, okay, this is BS. Shoot! Wow! Dang! Wow! There's 3 of them. I am absolutely screwed. Okay, but we took care of that. Okay, Annie, Annie, I need you. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Ooh! Yeah, this is nice to have arrows, and I don't have any arrows. Ay. Okay, Nanny. Ow! This is BS! Oh, except... Gosh, I knocked him down. And... No. Okay. Oh. Articles. Oh. Ah! Nanny? Are you okay? She's like, no, woman, of course I'm not okay. Okay, there's still the other one. I don't know where he is. Because I only took out 1. I don't know where the other one is, unless he despawned, but I kind of doubt it. I should be able to hear him stomping around, but I don't, so... I'm hoping he despawned? Okay. So now I need to find... Aha! New customization material, Titania's crown. Oh, and I got boots. I got boots and such. Okay, so this is... Okay, so the health... Health is not as great on this one, but this one has more stamina. This one's better. I could probably put some infusions on there and make it better. Some infusions, enchantments. Ooh, shockwave. I got new boots, which are the same max health, but now we have like max stamina. That one doesn't have crit damage, which I mean I could add that. And these have charm of the mule, so I could update all of this stuff and start wearing it. Rough breeches, 70. Okay, so the health is already better. So these are better. So, but these have the charm of venom, which I mean I'm not necessarily against. Hi, Kenny. Okay, so now am I still? I'm hearing something. I'm really hoping that it's not him. Oh, and I can't. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to like remember my directions. Okay. Shit. A chest. Okay. So you can find all sorts of stuff in chests. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything good. Nope. Okay, so that's the top. So now we can actually quick travel back to the arrival point. Okay, because we have done all the factories. So I think it's, yes, this guy. So I'm going to lower this so I can see better. Welcome back, my friend. I hope you're faring well. Is there something I can do for you? Your factories are operational again. Huh. Do you see, mis amigos? It's just as I said. Life always has a way of working out. I'm glad you're still in good spirits. Always. To lose hope, well, who would that help? Though, there's still one thing that gives me pause. We've yet to hear a word from Master McAvoy. I can't bring myself to believe that any horrible fate has befallen him, but no. When you find him, would you pass along the news that our factories are functional again? I'm sure such news will bolster him and see him successful in his quest to contact Nightingale. So these people, and there's several people throughout each realm, they are also realm walkers, and they are stuck because a lot of people are still trying to contact Nightingale, because Nightingale, all of the realms kind of collapsed, and so after the Pale came through and the realms collapsed, now that's why we're having to hop from realm to realm to realm. Instead of being able to directly go to Nightingale, we are having to make like these patchwork connections in order to get there. So I'll be sure to let him know. Your kindness never fails. Here, take this letter with you to the headquarters. The guard will let you in at my request. I will. And should you find yourself with time to do so, I'd love if you could bring me news on McAvoy. If it's not too much trouble, of course. In the meantime, I'll gladly help with anything else you might need. I shall take my leave. Okay. So now... And it's funny, because most of the sites of power are, like, kind of hard to get to. This one's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna give him the letter. So now I can enter this place. Okay. So now I can walk in. So there's a Hope Echo, the Queen's Call, a cautionary tale. The marshes held a disquieting serenity to them at night. No breeze passed through the gnarled trees. No stirrings roused the murky waters. Not even a cricket sang in the rough grasses. All was calm, dark. It called to Hedrick. Away from the warm hearths of the town, he wandered, breathing in the stagnant air as if it were life itself. Magwytch town was secure, familiar, but busy. Here in the stillness, solitude was freedom. He relished in it, even as a sharp gust blew across his scalp. He closed his eyes as another came, then another and another, accompanied by the flapping of leathered wings and a soul-piercing screech. 'Cause that just sounds great. Okay, so this is actually like the dungeon, and we are going to face a boss, which means I'm actually going to need other stuff. But, okay, so here is the entrance to, yeah, look at all that. Look at all that nonsense. And here's McAvoy. Oshin McAvoy. I want to deal with him right now, and that we are definitely not prepared for, because I have 1 health potion and no arrows. So, we're going to go back to our respite. Because, yeah, I need to stock up, because I know what's coming. And that's one thing. Most of the time, I like to do games blind, so that you guys see all of my reactions. But I have found with this game, there's a lot of things that are kind of complicated and convoluted. And so, when I went into it on my own, I'm like, I had to use Google so much, because I'm like, how do you find this thing? Where is this thing? What is this thing? And, yeah, it created a lot of unnecessary, like, pauses. And then there was the frustration because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I can't seem to beat this thing. And it's like, what am I missing? And like, oh, hey, by the way, you were missing, like, this major thing. Because I wasn't reading the notes. So, yeah. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that go into this. Okay, so... put a lot of these things away. Oh, and of course we have ingots that we don't have spots for. Okay, so this, oh, we have iron. Okay, finally. Okay. Magic items, so like infusions that I'm not going to use yet. Ink. Ink can go in miscellaneous. Okay. Food. Oh, and of course, I forgot. Okay. Okay. Get the infusions away. So this enchantment allows one to deal a blast of knockback damage on their next hit and may be charged for multiple hits. The power of the shockwave increases.
Welcome for spooky Voyager.
Interesting. See, and some of these I've never used. So I'm like, I couldn't honestly tell you what it really does. Okay, oh, wait. Some fiber. Ammo. And iron buckles. Interesting. Martial axe head, iron. Iron in the Fey realms is quite an interesting thing.
Check out the Pando Pet Cafe to play with me.
Okay, so that's fabled stuff and also some of my old clothes. I think I'll put the ink in here. Okay, so this is a great stamina potion. This is a slight stamina potion. Oh, that is a big difference. 25 stamina? 300 stamina! That's the difference between tier 1 and tier 3. Good night, nurse. That's excessive. Like, that is a lot. Okay, anywho. I have to make more arrows and health potions. Ooh, do I have... I should have plenty of essence. 340. for? Consumables. Okay, so we're going to want the excellent alchemical boiler. So you get the great health potion for free, which is very nice. There's an augment that you can get. So this, the refinement time is down. So all tools crafted nearby gets +3 magic. Gives clothing crafted nearby fire resistance, ice resistance, and poison resistance. And maleficium resistance. You can't not build that. That is, like, extraordinarily OP. Like, when you build clothes with that, this thing nearby. Okay, so that affects you. And then I think it'll only affect a tier 3 sewing machine. Yeah, because this is a tier 3 workbench. So, well, look at that. I can just put this augment on top of my workbench. Except this thing needs all sorts of crazy stuff. It needs glass and, well, glass isn't crazy, but the filigree. So now there's so much. Okay, so filigree's here. So now we have to get the next level smelter and the gilded blade, and then we get to filigree. So now we have that. Except I think, yeah, to make it you have to have the tier 3 smelter, which means we're gonna have to build that. And that thing's huge. What is that? Is that my mortar station? I think that's my mortar station. I might... That's a little snug. Let's see. Build. Crafting bench, tier 3. Excellent smelter. And of course we block a window. That's fine. Okay, so 5 etched ingots. I have etched ingots, except I have copper etched ingots. So something like this, I'm not going to want to use, like, my really nice ones. So, what do we have? We have shimmering, and shimmering doesn't have that bad of stats, but also we have lachiness, and then we do have a higher level, so maybe... we'll use this one. I hope... Oh, it was 5, not 3. Gosh dang it. Yep. Okay, well. Give it a second. Okay, so... Oh. Did it give us 5? Sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna pick. And we're gonna do shimmering. And voila! We have a tier 3... a tier 3 smelter. So now we can actually get rid of this one. Okay. We destroyed that. So now we have a nice one. Okay. So this grindstone. So I can kind of move that over here. Okay, so now this one's weird because to add fuel you touch over here. To craft you have to click the anvil over here. So now we can make filigree, but we need wire. So now you can choose what type of item you want to make your wire out of, and then you can make your filigree. I think filigree is a 1-to-1. Yeah, 1 wire to 1 filigree. So yeah, we're leveling up. We're getting higher level workbenches, which is nice. Oh, and so all of your items to repair cost tier 1 essence. The higher the level the item, the more essence it's going to take to repair it. So if you are out of tier 1 because you're out of tier 1 areas, so say you're in the end game and you're, you know, getting tier 3, tier 3, tier 3. It's like, oh, well, I'm out of tier 1 essence, so I can't repair any of my stuff. So you can come over here, you can extract from a higher tier. So 1 one tier 2 essence is going to give us 25 tier 1 essence, and then so on and so forth. So like if I extract this one, so 240 is 66,000. One is 250. So if you are ever in need of more tier 1 essence to repair your stuff, that is the way to go. I don't know why I'm repairing all this, because I'm probably going to fix this stuff up and then use this. So you can see this stuff is made out of Leporodon? Okay, so those are the kangaroo lizards. Leporodon, Titania's Crown, and Nickel. This one is Leporodon, Titania's Crown, Nickel, and the same thing. So these are all made out of the same materials. You can see they're only barely better than what we have now, except for, like, okay, so gear score, 46, 45. These ones, I guarantee, have some sort of infusion on them. So yeah, they have Malfashum resistance. So if I was to take these and make a tier 3 Malfashum resist, which I don't really necessarily want that. I think I want health? No, I want maximum health. Okay, so we're gonna make one of these. And like I said, for each one, like for each infusion, for each, what is it? The words escape me. Okay, so for each charm, enchantment, and infusion that you add, it is going to up your gear score. Okay, so now, so this one is 46. This one's 45. So we're going to apply this to, where are they? The pants, to the empty slot. So now there is 66. So those are far better than this. So we're going to replace that. And actually, Nanny. Oh, Nanny. Come here. Get over here. Okay. So her pants that she... Nanny? Why are you not wearing pants? Okay, so anything would be better than what she has now, because Nanny's not wearing pants. I can't explain it. Now Nanny has pants. Why is her gear score higher than... She's got a 38 and I have a 23. I think it's because I'm not holding anything. No. Okay, so let's see. There we go. 59. Okay. Much better, much better. Okay, so now we are wearing these pants. It has a charm on it. We have an infusion on it. So I can do the same thing with the boots. So the max health is the same. The critical score is... Okay. I'm not a stealthy person either. Like I've said a billion times, I'm not a stealth person. Okay, do we have another... We do not have a Charm of the Mule, so... Charm of the Mule, we need... a heart charm cord. Charm cord heart, we need twine. I'll use this one. Heart, there we go, polished coral, yada yada yada. Okay, so now... And it's actually nice because whenever you make the charm cords, it gives you 2 of them. So now I can just store this one for later use. Okay, so now we are going to apply Charm of the Mule to the new boots. Okay, so now they're at a 46, which is still not... Let's see, inspect. Okay, so this one has stamina regeneration. Yeah, this one doesn't have an infusion. So, back to infusion. And actually, I'm going to add weight limit. I don't think it really necessarily matters what type of infusion, just that you have put one on. So, yeah, we're gonna add a carry weight. And it doesn't matter. You can put any type of infusion on any type of item. I like to keep mine thematic, so like I said, the either speed or carry weight to the boots, melee damage to the gloves. Okay, so now we're going to apply this here. Okay, so now there is 66 versus a 51. Bet. Okay, so we're going to switch those out. And so now we have these boots. Nanny. Okay. Okay. Whip. There we go. So yeah, like I said, it's always much better to have your follower with high stat items too, because they're the ones who heal you. So if you go down in a fight, you want your follower to be able to stay alive long enough to revive you. Yes, you do have to revive them sometimes, but if you give them, like, Nanny has my old sword, so it's pretty strong. She's got good gear. So if I go down for some odd reason, because I'm, like, right in the middle of the fight, she can come heal me. Unless she gets taken out too, and then we're both done. So, that is not something you want. Just gonna move this over a little bit. That. Because we got the tier 3 alchemical boiler. Okay, so now we need carved stone, carved wood, and etched it. So now so now we can make all of our potions. I will be needing to make the Great Health Potion, so... Okay, now it's saying that I don't have access to bones, which means... Okay, let's see what it says now. Okay, see? That did a lot. So, you can also control... So, say... Okay, you can set your survivors to be able to, like, finish building things. So say this was all blueprint, and I wanted Nanny to fill it in. So I can give her access to these chests, but that also means they're going to put stuff in the chests, and I don't want them putting random stuff in the chests. So I kind of avoid that. But now we can make those things, and obviously the stations get prettier as they go on. So first one's very crude as they go up, and they're like gilded and whatnot. But yeah. I think... Okay, let me fix up the shirt, and then that'll be the last thing. Okay, do I have... Okay, max stamina. Fix the jacket. 10. Okay, so this thing's already... mostly better. I think I used better items, which is why it's a little bit higher, so let's put... I'm debating on if I want infusion or what I want, because max health is always my thing. Let's see. Stamina regeneration, fire resist, health regeneration. Fire resist would be... You know what, we're gonna do tier 3 fire resist. Because, yeah, with the stronger the enemies and those the fire damage is rough. So, I'd rather protect myself against that. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to apply this to the shirt. So now this is 60 versus 45. I don't necessarily like this, and I guess the color of your items is based off of the materials you use to craft it. You can change that with the glamour station. Equip, take that. So now Nanny has my old clothes. Okay, so now she's pretty strong. She's in fighting form. So you can set their behavior. So you can have them attack, revive, use potions. You can have them mine, log, pick up items. You have to give them an axe and a pickaxe. Or a pick. So you can have them fuel structures. See, this is the problem. If you give them the ability to fuel structures, so that would be like the forge. So say the forge goes out and like my stuff's still not done processing. She's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go over there and refuel it. They don't discriminate on what they put. So if you only have like tier 4 gilded lumber, she's like, oh, kindling. I'm like, no. So that's why you want to limit the access to the chests and to what they can do. So yeah, she's not allowed to do that. She can build unfinished structures and repair them. And you can have them follow you, work there, or stand still. So if you have the stations set up, so like the fishing station or the woodcutting station, you assign them to that via the estate cairn, which my estate cairn's over here. But yeah, see, I get to have 10 people here right now. There's a storage for some reason, and there's jobs. So say I have Nanny. I'm going to assign her to fishing, and I'm going to show what I want her to get. And so that's her job from then on. I don't have any people right now. I just have Nanny. She's my follower. But eventually, if you want to have like a resource farm, there you go. Hire a bunch of people, bring them over. You can find them in the realms. A lot of times they're like the initial people that are like first standing there, or there are aid missions, so you can go help people, and they're like, oh, thank you so much. You've made this so easier. Here's my calling card. So a calling card essentially is, it's a card that you get, and you can summon people with them. So say I want to summon, say I have, Nanny. If I have her calling card here, I can bring her here, like, magically. That would be really scary, but I'm just like, teleport. Here you go. Now you work for me. And they're just like, oh, thank you. It's so much nicer here where monsters aren't trying to eat us. But that is how that works. And I think I'm actually going to be done because I still haven't eaten breakfast and it's like 10 o'clock. So, let me go see if there's anybody to raid. I do like to raid on a Monday. So, give me just 1 second. But yes, no, I'm obsessed with this game. Okay, we have... Oh, Con! Con's live! Let's go raid Con. Okay, so I will say thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back later this afternoon with an episode of my Discord Members' Choice. I will post the poll on my Discord. If you want to go to my Discord and vote on what game I'm going to play this afternoon, feel free. But until then, I hope